My name is Samantha Willden, and I'm a graduate student at Cornell University. For my research, I studied pests of strawberries as grown under low tunnels. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to easily monitor for two-spotted spider mites using presence-absence monitoring under low tunnels. Growing strawberries under high or low tunnels is a growing trend in the northeastern United States. Although these tunnels benefit growers by extending the growing season of day-neutral variety strawberries, they also provide a good habitat for some pests, including the two-spotted spider mite, which often reaches higher abundances on tunnel strawberries compared to open field-grown strawberry. Early and regular monitoring of these pests in protected strawberry is crucial in determining if and when to spray acaricides or when to apply biocontrol agents to prevent two-spotted spider mite from reaching damaging thresholds. You will need a 10x hand lens, a record sheet, a pencil, and something to write on to complete this survey. For this survey, we are recording the presence and absence of two-spotted spider mite on individual strawberry leaflets from individual plants. A recommended sample size for this survey is at least 100 leaflets per field. Because the sampling is done in field and requires no further processing, this survey should take you about 40 minutes for 100 leaflets. It is important that the leaflets that you select are representative in aggregate of your entire field. This will give you the best results to base your decision off of, and this means sampling from the interior and exterior of your field to get a wide variety of leaflets to sample from. A common method of sampling involves walking in a V shape from one corner of the field to the center of the opposite side, then to the opposite corner on the same side from which you first started sampling. During this walk, samples are taken at regular intervals, depending on the size of your field, to reach at least 100 samples or 50 samples on each side of the V. When strawberries are grown under low tunnels, however, using the V-shape sampling protocol will not be feasible because passing over the tunnels will be difficult. Hence, another method can be used. Instead of walking in a V across the field, walk along individual rows and select equidistant plants to sample. Spacing between plants and the number of plants sampled along each row will depend on the size of your field. Also, it would be appropriate to sample every other or every fourth row to ensure that your 100 samples are spaced evenly across the field. At each of your sampling points, haphazardly select a plant to take your sample from. Select a fully expanded leaflet in the middle tier of the selected plant, and try not to bias your samples by selecting the largest or most damaged leaflet. Be as random as possible to select samples, and in our case leaflets, that can be representative of the entire field. Use your hand lens to search the underside of each leaflet for motile, immature, and adult two-spotted spider mites, starting from the base of the leaflet, working upwards towards the tip. Nymphs and adults are oval and range in color from yellow, green, to orange or red. They often have 1, 2, or more dark spots on each side of their body, but this is not always the case. This is what you'll likely see. Once finding a motile spider mite, you may stop scanning your sample and record as a positive on your record sheet. If no motile spider mites are present on the leaflet, record as a negative for the sample. Remember that this survey is recording the presence or absence of two-spotted spider mites, so there is no need to count individual mites, thus speeding up the sampling process. For this sample, you are not including eggs. However, getting a feel for how many eggs are present may give you some insight into how the population will change in the coming days. When taking your samples, also observe plants for feeding damage by two-spotted spider mite, as this may help determine if and when to apply control. Look for leaflets that appear to be stippled, mottled, yellow, or bronzed, and also for spider mite webbing between leaves. It is recommended that mite monitoring occurs every other week during cooler months, as in the spring and fall, and weekly during warmer months when mite populations begin to build. For strawberries planted in the spring, begin monitoring when plants have 2 or more leaves or 6 or more leaflets, then monitor weekly. For strawberries planted in the fall, begin weekly monitoring once daytime temperatures reach 65 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit in the following spring. Monitoring in the spring, when mite populations are still relatively low, is crucial for timing release of biocontrol agents because they need some time to build to high enough densities to control two-spotted spider mite before economic injury levels are reached. Determine the percentage of spider mite infested leaflets. Economic thresholds of two-spotted spider mite on strawberry grown under low tunnels is largely unknown, but for open field grown strawberries, it is recommended that immediate control using miticides occurs if an average of 5 mites are observed per leaflet early in the season and 10 to 20 mites per leaflet after the first harvest. For our sample, this equates to 60% and 80 to 95% infested leaflets, respectively. If releasing predatory mites, the economic threshold is lower, at around 2 two-spotted spider mites per leaflet, and this corresponds to 25 to 35% infested leaflets. It is important to note that these recommendations are only guidelines, and that treatment thresholds of two-spotted spider mites can vary widely depending on cultivar, time of season, and plant vigor. The recommendations presented here should be adjusted to fit the needs of your field.